The sacred ash. It was evening. Absent-minded, Satya entered the house. Without saying a word to anybody, he walked straight to the well in the backyard. He drew water from the well and poured the entire bucketful of water on his head. He repeated this process many times, and all along he kept muttering something to himself. Lingana, who had noticed the arrival of Satya, followed him to the backyard and was observing his actions. Lingana, the grandfather, was a man of average build and was in his 80s. He showed signs of old age. One could see that he had lived a hard life and also that he was a peaceful person by nature. Lingana stood near the well, showing signs of impatience at Satya's activity.
What is this? Why are you bathing like a crow?
I'm not bathing like a bird, grandfather. This is Ganga Snanam.
Oh, so you went all the way to Kasi. You left so early this morning and have returned so late in the evening. Where in Mysore were you all this time?
Isn't it true? Kasi is the same as a great cremation ground.
What? Have you now started roaming in the cremation grounds?
Before Satya could answer, there was someone at the door inquiring.
Is this Saraswati Shishu Vihara?
Yes, it is.
Saying these words, Lingana went to the front door to see who it was.
Is respected Satyanarayana inside?
The stranger was asking.
Who is this? Respected Satyanarayana, the one who conducts Ganapati Upasana? Upasaka? Satyanarayana? Who could that be?
Satya could hear the conversation between the two.
Grandpa, they're probably asking for our Satya.
A female voice replied from inside.
Oh, our Satya? But they are saying, respected Satyanarayana, the Ganapati Upasaka.
By that time, drying himself with a towel, Satya entered the room saying,
Oh, it's you. Please come in. I was just having a bath.
The stranger appeared to belong to the labor class. He was about 50 years old. With him was an elderly Muslim gentleman. The two of them fell at Satyanarayana's feet in reverence. Lingana was dumbfounded. Ignoring their gesture, Satyanarayana said,
We don't have a proper place for you to sit here. You have been standing all along. By the way, how is the child? How is the calf doing?
Without waiting for their reply, he went inside the house. His sister Saraswati, a skinny teenager, was standing there.
Sarasu, be quick, go inside and get some ash from the stove.
Are you going to give the ashes medicine?
Yes.
It's cheating.
How?
It's big cheating.
Just do what you are told.
His voice had a commanding tone. Showing signs of impatience and anger at his sister's insolence, he raised his hand as if to hit her. Saraswati knew of Satya's temper. She walked silently inside and collected a small quantity of ash in a packet. It was surprising that she did not notice that the cold ash felt warm as she was packing it. By the time Satya got dressed, Saraswati was ready with the packet in her hand. On seeing him, the visitor said,
Swami, they feel a lot better. You really have a healing touch. After all, it's all Lord Ganesha's grace, and nothing can go against it.
This will cure the illness completely. Don't be frightened anymore. I am there to protect you. Use this as per the instruction I have given you already. I will see you later.
Satya said to the visitors. He told his sister to hand the packet to them. They took the packet and left a 5 rupee note on the floor near Satya.
What is this for?
For Ganesha's worship.
Why do I need money for worship?
Sir, don't say no to the goddess of wealth, Lakshmi, especially when she enters the house in the evening. You are still young. Please listen to me, an old man. You need not demand money, but when it is given, learn to accept it. Use it for good. Allah will bless you and approve of such action.
It was strange to hear a Muslim speak like that. Satya remained silent and they left. Suddenly, a young mother with a sick baby approached the house.
Please, please, kind souls, please save my baby. My baby. He's just 2 months old. He is sick. I took him to the general hospital. Unfortunately, they could not give him the shot. They ran out of the medicine. The doctor gave me a prescription to get the medicine from a pharmacy.
Cover this poor baby with this cloth.
Lingana gave her his own upper cloth.
What is the use of this cloth for a dying baby?
She replied, still crying.
Please don't talk like that.
What can I say? This baby is cursed for being born from the womb of this beggar woman.
How much is the medicine?
5 rupees, sir.
Look here.
Satyanarayana pointed to the 5 rupee bill on the floor. The eyes of the beggar woman showed a spark, but the spark disappeared soon.
Take it.
Sir, I don't have change for this large bill.
Take it. I don't need any change back from you. Take the whole thing.
The beggar woman could not believe her ears.
May God bless you. May God bless you. May you live for 100 years.
Praising him profusely and invoking God's blessings upon him, she took the money and left gratefully. Lingarna stood stunned at this event. He came to his senses when he heard his daughter Parvatamma's voice from inside the house.
You both think you must be so smart. Enough of this. Come inside before the neighbors start laughing at your stupidity.
They all went inside. It was a small house. The living room was very small. On one side there was a small wooden bed with a mattress on top of it. Lingarna went and sat on it. There was a tiny lamp glowing in the corner. In another corner was a small table with a stool nearby. A string of wire was tied from one end of the room to the other with a cloth over it that acted as a screen. There was a small calendar on the wall with a picture of Ganesha on it. At the head of the bed, there was a small shelf. There was a blackboard on the floor with some words in Hindi written on it. The house belonged to a low-income family and there was a Hindi teacher in that house. Parvatamma was a Hindi tutor. It was noticeable that she did not wear the red auspicious dot on her forehead. Fate had dealt her a severe blow and made her a young widow.
Is there some writing on the ceiling? Where have you been all morning?
Satyanarayana could hear his aunt, but he was simply staring at the ceiling.
Have you eaten anything?
Where would he eat?
I have left a plate with some food. Please, Dad, ask your beloved grandson to go and eat.
I'm coming, Auntie.
Saraswati, who was about 13, took this opportunity of her brother's absence to speak with her grandfather.
Grandpa?
What is it, my child?
Grandpa, is it proper to earn money by deceiving people? Would one get any merit or punya and be blessed by God by giving such money to the poor?
What sort of question is this? Why do we need to associate with those who cheat?
Because I myself have cheated.
You?
Yes, me. I took the ash from the store and gave it to those visitors who have come and left that money.
Is that so? Why did you give the ash to them?
My brother told me to do so. He threatened to hit me if I didn't do it.
Who? Our Satya?
Yes, your dear grandson.
Let him finish his meal and then I will ask him.
He sat silently, lost in serious thought. A frown began to appear on his forehead. Saraswati sat there pretending to be reading a book. She was just waiting for her brother to get told off. Satya finished his meal and came and sat near his grandfather.
Grandpa, what is my name?
Have you lost your mind?
No, Grandpa, just tell me.
Satya.
Grandpa, what is truth and what is cheating? How is one to understand the difference between the two?
One can deceive anybody on earth, but one cannot deceive one's own conscience.
If so, why is it that some people make judgments on other individuals?
Some people threaten others and force them to cheat.
Saraswati screamed from the place where she was sitting behind the book.
It is true, my son. Your mother was a divine person. Your dad is a man of wisdom. Nobody in our family so far has received a bad name for cheating. They would all have starved rather than cheat somebody.
This comment hurt Satya badly.
You see, my son, I know that you associate yourself with that Dwaraka who is into acting. The visitors may not be educated, but they do possess a pure mind. They bowed down to you today, believing you are a worshipper of Ganesha.
Why believe? They have had the proof, haven't they?
Some illnesses last only for a short time, whether you treat them or not. If you give ash to them and make them believe it is prasadam from God and accept money under protest, is it not cheating? What is the point of all these arguments? Did you or did you not give the ash?
The discussion had to come to an end because Lingarna had one of his cough attacks. He sat down exhausted after the coughing episode. Saraswati was happy that her brother got scolded. Satyanarayana changed the topic and inquired about his other sister Varalakshmi.
By the way, where is Varalakshmi?
Is she your only sister? Am I not your sister also?
That's true, but there is a huge difference between the two of you. She is a good sister and you are a devil of a sister.
Grandpa!
Saraswati started her usual trick of screaming when she was told off by her brother. Satya begged her to keep quiet.
Varalakshmi has gone out with Grandma to the temple for the festival of Ram Navami to listen to a discourse.
Oh my goodness, I almost forgot about the Harikatha today. Today's episode is a very interesting one.
Saying these words, he dashed out of the house. He saw his Aunt Parvatama on the way, who wondered as to where he was off to now. She also wondered if he had had anything to eat at all. She was seriously thinking about how to mend the ways of her nephew, how to make him more responsible. To make matters worse, Satya these days has been behaving strangely at times. The members of Satya's family were concerned at the lack of progress in his studies. That year he had failed in his SSLC exams. Satya was not concerned about it at all. He was happily roaming about in the city and attending Harikathas and discourses. He would listen to them from beginning to the end. The distance and the expense to travel did not bother him one bit. Sometimes he attended mythological plays as well. Even though he was a teenager, he did not pay any attention to his clothes. Frequently he would be found sitting in the lotus position with his head bent back, simply staring into the vast sky. He would completely lose track of time. Satya's grandmother Savitrama was getting concerned about his sister Varalakshmi. The girl had reached the age of marriage. They belonged to the lower middle class and were not capable of meeting even the daily needs of the household. How could they meet the expenses for conducting a wedding? Parvatama had been hoping that Satya would pass his SSLC exams and would find a job. But unfortunately, he failed in his exams that year. There was a girl who was a distant relative who was being friendly with Satya. One day she took the liberty of expressing her love to Satya. Instead of being excited and happy, Satya gave her a long lecture on philosophy and the spiritual aim in one's life. One day the girl's father invited Satya to his house. He told him that he was well off, that he would get Satya a job, and he asked Satya to marry his daughter. Satya was shocked. He turned the offer down. This brought an angry reaction from the girl's family. They tried to physically assault him. Satya remembered his mother and started to cry bitterly. The girl's father took pity on him and let him go, but warned him not to meet his daughter anymore. His aunt Parvatama, who was a Hindi tutor, was running a primary school called Saraswati Shishu Vihara. One gentleman, Mr. Iyengar, the mathematics teacher's husband, found a suitable boy for Varalakshmi. The boy Subbarna was employed, earning 200 rupees per month, and was willing to marry Varalakshmi without demanding any dowry. Later on, the family members came to know that Subbarna was actually the brother of Mr. Krishnappa, who was already a friend of Satyanarayana. The proposal for the marriage was well received by Satya's family members. Varalakshmi, who had seen the worry about the financial implications of performing a marriage, was not keen on getting married. The family was trying hard to convince her that she should get married. Krishnappa was a postal inspector. Satya had requested him to find him a job in the postal department to earn and raise money for his sister's marriage. Krishnappa scolded him for having failed in his exams. He coaxed him to study hard, and in the meanwhile, he promised to look for any job vacancies. To make matters worse, Satya these days has been behaving strangely at times.